Hello. Today I want to chat with you about these new benefits. They're not brand new, they're the ones we've been talking about for the last hour long. But the criteria for them are a little bit vague, and in some cases they change as the government makes adjustments and they hear from new people and they try to make them better. And as that happens, and as people are looking to see if they qualify, there are times when someone might be just out of whatever the criteria is. So, for example, maybe somebody wants to go and apply for CURB, but they're making like $1,100 a month. They don't qualify because you have to make less than $1,000 a month. Or maybe it's somebody that wants to apply for the 40K interest-free loan, but maybe their payroll is only $19,000 for 2019. These kinds of things are really tempting to make a change so that you fit into the criteria. So maybe that person that makes $1,100 wants to, just not invoice somebody and roll it over to the next month, and then maybe they can invoice them more in that month, but they're not doing it for any commercial reason. The only reason that they're doing it is because they want to be able to apply for the CURB. And I'm not saying that that person doesn't need it. The question is not whether they need it. It's a question of whether they should do that. Another example is that the 40K loan, like if somebody has a $19,000 T4 summary, like their payroll in 2019 was $19,000, they're only $1,000 short of the $20,000 minimum that you need. And it's really tempting to go back and reissue the T4, to make a change, to have a bonus that gets paid out retroactively so that you qualify for this loan. And it's not, so when you do something like that and it has no commercial substance, that's the term for it, then it's considered avoidance. Or in this case, you're trying to bend the rules or creatively fit into these benefits. And it's not okay to do that. I'm not saying that we can't do our best to meet those criteria, but we have to do it within the rules. We can't even though it's so close, right? Like, what's $1,000 on 19,000? Like, that's not a big move. Maybe that company really needs that money, but we need to think of other ways that we can go about supporting ourselves. So maybe that company can still get a loan, but they have to do it through a different facility. Maybe they can't use that $40,000 interest-free loan. I know that it's really tempting because $10,000 is forgivable, but it's going to cost you a lot more than that if the CRA comes back and says, no, you did it for the sheer purpose of getting that loan. And I think that that's just something that we need to keep in mind as we go through this really bizarre time that we're in, that it's really tempting to bend the rules in our favor. And I mean, that's true all the time. I see it in, sometimes people want to file their taxes and they want to file as single even though they live together. And you can't do that. You are common law if you live in a conjugal relationship for 12 consecutive months. People that, there's lots of examples of this kind of thing. And I think it's just really important to understand that doing something for the sheer purpose of trying to avoid tax or increase your benefits is not a good idea. And I know that that's heartbreaking to hear sometimes, especially when we need that money, and especially when, you know, maybe that's the difference between being able to pay rent and not. But it's, yeah, that's a tough one. I would love to know in the comments when you've been in a situation like that. It doesn't have to be finance related, could be anything, where it was really tempting to just bend the rules a little bit and have it in your favor. Have it go the way that you want it to, because there's situations like that in every industry. It's not just in accounting. I know that for me, I hate being the bad guy. I hate being that person that has to tell my client that, you know, like, yeah, I know that you're hurting and I know this would be super helpful and I know that you think your idea is a good one, but it's just not allowed. And I'm sure that happens in a lot of industries. So I'd love to know, how does that happen for you? Maybe it's not even in work. Maybe it's in like on your personal side. So let me know. Hi, Michelle. Hi, David. Good to see you. Yeah, David says if you bend the rules when dealing with this, you have broken them. And I have to agree. There's no bending of rules here. It's just you don't qualify. And it breaks my heart to say that because I know how much people need this support. But that is what it is. So let's work together to figure out another option. Yeah, I hope you're all staying really safe and well, and that you're not caught in one